Of an estimated 71 million hectares of cultivable land, only half is currently used for farming in Nigeria. There is similar potential for an expansion of irrigation, which now only covers 7% of irrigable land. Most of the rural population farms on a subsistence scale, using small plots and depending on seasonal rainfall. A lack of infrastructure, such as roads, further exacerbates poverty in rural areas by isolating rural farmers from needed inputs and profitable markets. Pressure from growing population is also impacting already diminished resources. Overfarmed land, deforestation and overgrazing are severe in many parts of the country. Drought has become common in the north, while erosion and flooding is a major problem in the south. From the perspective of sustainable agricultural growth and development in Nigeria, the most fundamental constraint is the peasant nature of the production system, with its low productivity, poor response to technology adoption strategies, and poor returns on investment. It is recognized that agricultural commercialization and investment are the key strategies for promoting accelerated modernization, sustainable growth and development, and poverty reduction in the sector. However, to attract investment into agriculture, it is imperative that those constraints inhibiting the performance of the sector are first identified with a view to unlocking them and creating a conducive investment climate in the sector. The development challenges of Nigeria's agriculture are therefore those of properly identifying and classifying the growth and development constraints of the sector, unlocking them, and then evolving appropriate strategies for promoting accelerated commercialization and investment in the sector, such that in the final analysis, agriculture will become one of the most important growth points in the economy.
Increased education, increased research, greater and more credit to the agri sector at lower interest rates, a strengthening of the value chain, increased mechanization, increased campaign and education among the young people. Those are the things that will bring the result. And finally, better seed qualities, because it is not fair for the Nigerian farmer to labor like his counterpart in every other part of the world only to get 1/10 of the yield. You are condemning him or her to slavery. There's no reason why we shouldn't do 10 tons of maize per hectare, eventually 10, 15, 20, when the farmer in Bangladesh or Zimbabwe or the United States is doing 10 times what we do here. There is a reason. If we solve that problem, food production will increase amazingly.
The Minister of Agriculture recently said that there is an urgent need for the country to grow more food crops in order to meet the demands of our growing population, and sought for more support from the international community towards the sustainable development of the country's agricultural sector. According to him, Nigeria's agricultural sector would require international support in its programs and initiatives such as the cattle breeding improvement, climate change, standardization, and certification of food products, seed development and improvement, capacity building, among others.
Our big interest is a proportionately higher number of Nigerians involved in agriculture, not dependence on foreign investors. Both groups can play together, because it's not the foreigner who will finally determine your destiny. It's you and I. And thank God we have the land. Now we have the soil history of Nigeria, which will help us determine where we stand and what we can grow. The rest of it is about guidance and support to the farmer and increased extension services. With that, we'll get where we want to go. And the foreigner is welcome. We'll give him or her the support they need, but the key is for Nigerians themselves to realize that agriculture is not the territory for the forsaken and they never do well, which is the current attitude. Even I have suffered that at the hands of sometimes my friends in the political sector.
The federal government has also said that it has plans to empower 740,000 market-oriented young agricultural producers in rural areas under its Youth Empowerment in Agriculture program. According to the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, the program, which is aimed to cover the 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory, had commenced with 6 pilot states selected from the 6 geopolitical zones. These are Bauchi, Imo, Katsina, Lagos, Niger, and Rivers states. The government says it is working towards standardization in the agricultural sector of the economy, and the areas include cattle breeding improvement, climate change, standardization and certification of food products, seed development and improvement, as well as capacity building. Governments around the world signed up for the Sustainable Development Goals late last year. The SDGs provide opportunity for our world to be transformed by 2030 without leaving anyone behind. Now, how soon the government will end hunger in the land is a question on many lips. I'm Ayola Kasim, asking you to join us next week when we open a file on another issue on the environment. But before then, should you have any comment, question, or story idea you would like us to follow up on, our inbox @channelstv.com is always available. We do appreciate hearing from you. From all of us here in Lagos, it's bye for now.